The general manager of the Atlanta Falcons is joining us, however, right now on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. I believe first time he's been on this program. Terry Fontenot of the Atlanta Falcons. How you doing, Terry?
I'm great, Rich. Yeah, this is my first time on the show. Thanks for having me. I just had one of those awkward moments when you come into a conversation late and I have no idea what you guys were talking about.
We were talking about, again, I don't know if this passes your radar screen or if you are on social media, the first base umpire in Miami yesterday checking Madison Bumgarner's left hand for any sticky substance. Wasn't looking at his hand, but staring at Madison Bumgarner the entire time as he's touching his hand. And then Bumgarner did what most people would do, which is ask him what that malfunction was. And I guess he said the magic word and got ejected. That's what we're talking about.
That's interesting. Man, I have young kids that play a lot of ball. My 5-year-old plays softball. My 10-year-old plays baseball. And so I spend a lot of time at those parks, and I guarantee there's a lot of parents and coaches at that age. Any way they can cheat, they would cheat. It's intense. It is intense.
Well, we know you have kids because we saw one of them wearing a Drake London jersey on draft night. We saw that, Terry. I guess had a general sense of what was coming that night. Terry,
he's it's really cool. He's got a big head right now too because him getting to be around the draft room and everything, and he's a big time jersey guy. He loves college jerseys, pro jerseys, and so I buy him a lot of stuff like that, and he's really excited about having it.
I bet so. So, what's your son's name? We just saw a picture of him up on the screen.
His name is Caden.
Okay, so Caden Fontenot has to be jacked up with who Dad brought home on Thursday night. I imagine so.
He was excited about it. He has his strong opinions. And how about this? So, he was all excited he's 10 years old. He's a football junkie, so he's excited about coming to the draft. I wasn't going to have him in the draft room, Rich. He was going to sit in my office. I have a little boardroom, and he was going to watch the draft from there. And all of a sudden, about the fourth pick, he comes in, and I just hear someone behind me says, "Hey, Dad, Sauce just went," and he just kind of came in, and he stayed in. So we said, "Hey, if you're in here, you got to do some work." So he was in the draft room the entire time, and it was a priceless experience, man.
I love it. I love it, Terry. And so what does Dad think about Drake London?
Oh, we love him. And when I say we love everything about him, when you're picking, especially in the top 10, you want to bring in an impact player regardless of position, regardless of what side of the ball it's on. And you want to bring someone that skill set-wise is going to make an impact. We have a clear vision for, and it has to be someone that's wired the right way with the right makeup. And, man, when I tell you he checks every box in terms of his toughness, the competitiveness, the way he competes, and we spend a lot of time with him, but you don't even have to spend time with him. You just put on the tape and see the violence and toughness that he plays with, the way he plays the game. That's our ethos. That's the way we're going to compete here. That's the brand of football we're going to play. So he checks all those boxes. He's a great young man. We got to meet his family on Friday, and it's funny when you meet his parents and Cindy and Dwan and his sister Michaela, and you see why he is the way he is. He was raised the right way, and his dad's kind of jacked up. So I said, okay, I know why he kind of kept him in line when he was growing up.
And you got Kyle Pitts as well. I think Drake even mentioned the Twin Towers he mentioned on draft night from the draft stage. So
that wasn't smart. We had that. He said that, and then we had our Ebicade. He said he was Dr. Pass Rush or something like that, and Arthur Smith he's just writing all that stuff down, and they're definitely going to get called out in the first meetings and about that stuff. So I don't know if that was a good start for those guys.
Yeah, it strikes me Arthur Smith is one of those types, and we've interviewed a few times, and you better be buttoned up your P's and Q's around him, Terry. I got that sense.
Yes, sir. They're going to definitely hear about it.
I bet so. So I guess the question I have is how do these guys work with Mariota and the offense that you're building with Arthur Smith? What's your sense of that right now?
Well, it's the cool thing about Arthur's one of the smartest people I've been around, and just his mindset and how he sees things. And I would say adaptive would be a major understatement. He's not a rigid guy that has done things a certain way and is only going to do it that way, and the staff is that way as well, the entire staff. But it starts with him, and so the cool thing is we can add good football players that fit our ethos, and he's going to figure out ways to make it work He's not rigid, doesn't live in a box. And so we add good athletes, good football players that fit what we're looking for, smart, tough, competitive, and he's going to have a clear plan for those guys.
So what was your plan involving Matt Ryan, Terry? Again, this is the first time I'm talking to you. Last year's draft, you cast a die. The die was cast where you went Pitts instead of either Mac Jones or Justin Fields, who was on the board. Why did you do that at that time, and how has that started a domino effect of a plan that we see playing out now with the second draft, Terry?
Well, we, in our opinion, we have a really good staff, and from scouts, the coaches, and the entire staff, and we go through a process, Rich, and we go through a process of setting the board, and we want to take the best players off the board, and we've constantly said that, and that's the way we're going to operate. So we're never going, if we feel like a quarterback is the best player on the board at that particular time, we're going to take him. And like when we took Desmond Ridder in the third round, at the time we took him, he was the best football player on the board. That's why we took him. If there was a player at 8 we wanted this year, whatever position, or at 4 last year, we were going to take him. So we never make a decision, Rich, going into a draft that we have to take this position, we have to take that position. You're not going to solve everything in one draft. Or one free agency, one off season. It's progress over perfection. We're trying to improve, and we're trying to improve the roster. So we're never going to reach for a position. So the players that we took off the board, we have clear plans for those guys. When you get to Matt and our plan with Matt, obviously Matt's in Indianapolis right now. We appreciate Matt and the time we're able to spend with him, and we appreciate the Colts. They're first class throughout that whole process, and we're really happy for him. And we're moving forward, and we're excited about our quarterback room right now with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder and Felipe. You talk about a big athletic group, and just the way those guys look coming off the bus is real good, and they're wired the right way. They come in here and work. As soon as Marcus found a house here, he's been out here working, and it's cool having a guy like that he wants to, because some players do their work on their own other places, and that's fine. That's their right. But Marcus wanted to be in the building, getting to know the people in the building, endearing the teammates, and doing those things. And so we're really excited about that.
So I know I hit the Wayback Machine with a question, like a serious Wayback Machine with a question. But the reason why I did that is, again, it's a path that you started with your first draft choice and now the latest. But in between all that was Matt Ryan, a season with him, and now he is in Indianapolis. And then you did have the I guess pursuit of Deshaun Watson for a while, as it was reported. So I'll just ask you one question about that, if you don't mind. Were you surprised when you heard that the Browns were getting him and gave him all that guaranteed money after you were investing your time and whatever else you were talking about with him on that front?
No, not at all. In this business, I've been in this business, I guess, almost 20 years now, and there's not any surprises in this business at all, and what happens. But those are situations where we go through the process and we determine, hey, we're going to turn over every stone and we're going to explore every opportunity, and that was something that we explored. And there's always going to be things written and said that aren't always true. But we just go through our process and we accept the results.
And then the result of sending Matt where he was sent. How was he kept apprised in your relationship with him throughout that entire process with him now being in Indianapolis, Terry?
Yeah, man, Arthur Smith. Again, I talked about how he's one of the smartest people I've been around. He's also a rare communicator, and as we went through that entire process, he communicated the entire time. And just to make sure, and that's how we operate. He's, again, unique in that way to where any player on this roster, player 1 or player 90, whatever they needed at any time, there's an open door process. They can come to me or they can obviously go to Arthur, and they do that. So I think he's special in that way, and we're very transparent in how we operate here.
Falcons GM Terry Fontenot here on the Rich Eisen Show. Desmond Ridder's a special guy. We got a chance to meet him on this program, talk to him. I mean, he's mature, not just because of the amount of time that he played at Cincinnati and the winning that he did. He's a dad. I mean, like he's advanced for, if you will, a rookie in many different ways. Is he NFL ready right now, if need to be, Terry Fontenot? What do you think?
Yeah, none of these guys right now. This is the beginning of the process for every single one of these players that we draft, and it's the start of it. And so now the reason we focus on the makeup so much, and the reason that's so important, is because it's challenging. It's hard, and some of these guys are younger, not as mature. Some of them are a little bit older, but it's tough to come in the league and to be successful. So we bring the players that are wired the right way so they can come in and take every step. And our only expectation is for them to get better every day, focus on the process and get better. And everyone in this building, we have to, from the weight room, from nutrition, from the coaching staff to everyone in the building, player development, we're here to help them continue to improve and not put in any unreal expectations, but just to come in and improve every day.
So is there a competition at quarterback that Ridder's going to be thrown in for week one?
You know, it's funny, Rich, and it's great because I was talking to Arthur. He said, hey, I've been on a couple times. He said, Rich is going to try to get a headline from you, so just be prepared. And I've been asked this question a couple times, and every time I answer it, I go big picture, and I basically talk about there's competition at every position for every player, and I've already seen a couple of headlines that says that I say there's an open competition at quarterback, so it's great how that happens. But truly everyone that comes in here, they have it's the same situation. We're going to have 90 players competing to be on the 53 players competing to be on the 48 on a weekly basis, and it's really that simple. That's the kind of culture we're going to have here. I come in here every morning, Rich, competing for my job. And that's how we see things. So we want players that they have a mindset that they're going to come in and compete every day.
Okay, you gave me a lot there with that answer, Terry. So let me just ask you this question: since you are an evaluator who's been evaluating since I believe 2003, you've been in this league for 20 years. Do I have a reputation? Is there a book on me? Is there? What do you mean? Is there an evaluation on me that's happening that I'm unaware of?
There is. And I did my homework before I came on the show. I listened to I listened to a couple of your shows. I listen regularly, but I want to listen to some recent ones. And then I obviously talked to Arthur Smith, and he gave me all the notes on you. So yeah, we got to be prepared, right?
Okay. Well, let me just push back a little bit, if you wouldn't mind telling Arthur if that's the message he delivered to you prior to being here. I don't seek headlines. I ask questions that I think people want the answers to, and if a headline comes out of it, so be it. That's the way I view my job, Terry. You know?
I like it. I like it. There you go, man.
You tell coach. You tell coach that. Okay. You tell coach that I'm not a headline seeker. I'm not a clickbaiter. I don't do that sort of thing. But I do want to know if Desmond Ridder has a chance to be the first starter for the Falcons. Like that is that. I think that's a legitimate question. Don't you think? I believe so. Don't you think, Terry?
Yeah. And you know, different places operate differently, but this really the way we do things here is it's about coming in and competing, and there's no one slotted in any spots. It's about everyone coming in and competing on a daily basis. That's really how we operate here, and that's what's so exciting. It's what's so exciting about this place that we have a lot of players that are passionate about what they do, a lot of people that are passionate about what they do, and we come in and try to get better every day. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Has Calvin Ridley played his last game for the Falcons, Terry Fontenot? I don't know that. I can't, I don't have if I could tell the future, I would definitely tell the future, but we just support him, and obviously we're very transparent in everything that happened and the timeline, and we're going to continue to support Calvin in the best way we know how and the best way we can. Okay, Terry. Very good. Do I get a return phone call from you on this program if I ask for you? Anytime. Seriously, man. I love your. Thank you. I love your show. Thanks, man. Love listening to you, man. And I'll call you. You call me anytime, man. Congratulations. It's funny. I had Dennis Allen before, and he's just like, I appreciate you giving the Saints coach time before the Falcons general manager. As if you didn't spend damn near 2 decades in that organization. I think it's just once you're in this rivalry, you're in this rivalry. That's it. You know what I mean? Dennis is pretty buttoned up. Did you get him to slip up any? No. I didn't. Again, it's not the slipping up. It's the asking questions that people want to know the answers to, Terry.
You know what I'm saying? I got to see this book. I got to see the scouting report on me.
So
will
did you?
Will you text
answer the question? Did you or not?
Well,
a YouTube video will come out soon.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. I'll let you know. I'll look at the metrics of the show and I'll get back to you. How does that sound? Tell Arthur
good.
Smith I said hello, though. Will you please?
I will.
Okay.
I will. Appreciate you,
Thanks,
man.
Terry. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We'll chat soon. That's Terry Fontenot, the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.